Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for well, this next album review. Sorry for hesitating for a second. I was just figuring out what I was going to say. But next album review for Whitechapel's Hymns and Dissonance album that I got a chance to listen to that came out as of March 7th. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for the 10 tracks on this 47-minute record and let you know my thoughts on this record overall. So let's dive into this album review. So pretty much it starts with Prisoner 666, which is a strong track, and it has the intro section of the weird chanting cult scream death growl stuff that I really enjoyed from the lead singer. At the beginning of the track of Hymns of Dissonance, where it shows in the video, it shows that certain section where he's screaming it, but it's at the end of this track, Prisoner 666. That's the most interesting part of the song that I enjoyed. But still, the track was a banger, and it's a 5 out of 5 for me. Really enjoyed the screaming vocals and the death growl vocals. Definitely was on board with this track. Hymns in Dissonance, the title track, and the album's name, is a strong song too. I remember reviewing it back in January, and I enjoyed this track. So, definitely a strong track. Definitely not for the faint-hearted. For people that are very religious, you're not gonna like this kind of stuff. Because in the music video, they show a lot of satanic stuff, but this is what they want to go for. But still, it's a strong song for how it is. Really enjoyed the drumming. The screaming vocalist's screams are pretty outstanding. The death growls are amazing, and really enjoyed how this track was produced. Even the pig squeals were the best part of the song too. So 5 out of 5. Diabolic Slumber, strong track. Really enjoyed this one too. Like the screaming vocalist's screams. And I really enjoyed how the execution of this track performed instrumentally and melody-wise. So 5 out of 5. A Visceral Wretch was the first single for this record. It didn't announce the record, but Hymns and Dissonance was the song that announced the record's release, or soon to be released. As of now, it's released and available to purchase on CD and streaming services. But it is a strong track, Visceral Wretch, and I enjoyed the screaming vocalist's screams. And execution-wise, this track was a banger. Definitely rocks for sure. 5 out of 5. Ex Infernus. It's just a minute and 13 seconds of an interlude. Interesting interlude. It leads into the next track, Hate Cult Ritual, which I'll talk about in a second. But overall, nice mixing in this track. So I'd give this a 5 out of 5. Then we get to Hate Cult Ritual. Strong track for sure. I really enjoyed the mixing and production in this, and just the way the screaming vocalist sounds in this track did very well. You'll have to remind me in the comment section below what the lead singer's name is, because I tend to forget. I've listened to a couple Whitechapel albums, and I know the band's name is like referencing to the Jack the Ripper murders in the town where it happened. So that's where the thing happened. So Whitechapel is not really a band you can not for the faint of heart, basically. But they are an enjoyable band from what I've listened to. So 5 out of 5 for Hate Cult Ritual. I like the chanting in the intro part of the song, and just execution-wise, this track did very well. The Abysmal Gospel great track for sure. Really enjoyed the screaming vocalist's screams, and his death growls too are pretty outstanding. So really enjoyed that. The melody is strong, and the guitar riffs and drum work is pretty excellent. So 5 out of 5. Bedlam is only like not even 3.5 minutes, a few seconds below that, but like 3 minutes and 26 seconds. But you're in for a strong track. It's got good screaming vocals from the lead singer, and execution-wise, the drum work, guitar work, and the mixing and production is pretty strong. 5 out of 5. Mammoth God is another great track that I enjoyed. I love the drum work in this song. Sounds really epic, and definitely is a great second to last track before you get to the closing track. So 5 out of 5 for Mammoth God. And finally, Nothing Is Coming for Any of Us is the best track on the record, for sure. One of my personal favorite outro tracks to this album. Starts off great, ends great. So, Whitechapel definitely stepped it up with this record a lot more, and in a good way. And this is what I really enjoyed about this record. So, 5 out of 5 for Nothing Is Coming for Any of Us. Strong track, definitely worthy to be a personal favorite track. It was 6 minutes and 11 seconds, but it was enjoyable as fuck. And I had a good time listening to this song with the mixing and execution. So, 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Whitechapel Hymns and Dissonance album was a really amazing record. Definitely good from start to finish. It was definitely something I was really impressed with. I enjoyed the screaming vocalist's screams and his death growls in this song and in this record as well. In most of the songs and in the record as well. For a good runtime of like 43 minutes or so, somewhere around there, but it's an enjoyable listen for sure. And yeah, 43 minutes and 17 seconds is how long the record is, but it's an enjoyable record from start to finish. So if I were to give Whitechapel Hymns and Dissonance album its deserved score, I'm feeling a very strong 10 out of 10. An excellent record. It definitely rocks for sure. Highly recommend you check this album out if it's on your radar for March 7th releases. And I know it's almost March 8th doing this review, but I just got a little behind on some reviews. So I'll have one more official album review, like a deluxe edition album review for Eminence, The Return of the Black release. That's came out March 7th. So I'll definitely be listening to that, and after that, it's just some songs that I'm going to be listening to, some singles. But until then, 10 out of 10 for Whitechapel Hymns and Dissonance. Dissonance, definitely going to be one of the all-time favorite records of 2025. It's on the best albums of 2025 already, because it was that good of a record. It is worthy to be in the album contender spot of the year. Well, contender for album of the year, basically. So, and people say Spirit Box's new record is album of the year. No. Not even close. I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but I disagree with that. So, because it was 8 out of 10. It wasn't that amazing of a record. It was a strong record and a good record, but Crystal Roses was a letdown of this record. So overall, 10 out of 10 for Whitechapel Hymns and Dissonance album. Thank you for watching this album review tonight. Have a good night.